Okay, I'm back. And this is on making, using a little billet to finish thinning with. If you remember in the first video on making arrow points using the big billet, I talked about it's hard for me to pressure flake anymore. The main reason, because they cut that muscle in my chest, going up to my collarbone and put a defibrillator and pacemaker in for my heart. But the main reason is after that, I tore the rotator cuff in my shoulder. And my doctor told me I'd have to do therapy, or I'd have to have it. If the therapy didn't have to work, I'd have to have surgery. Well, I did the therapy for as long as I could do it, whatever time limit. And it was 90% better. And I don't have to have the surgery, but I was down here doing stuff I ought not to do. And I accidentally picked up on a thing of rocks like this. And when I did it, I felt it give in there. And now it's pretty painful again. So when I pressure flake, I'm shoving like this and it really hurts. So I'm not going to do much pressure flaking, because I don't have to have surgery. I just don't like being laid up in a healing process. I've been there before. And it goes so many weeks you can't do nothing with it. Well, not my shoulder, but I broke my ankle real bad in my foot one time, and I couldn't let it touch the floor for a while. And I had to go so many months. And it's not fun. Just going to the hospital is not fun. I had to take my wife up there this week, and we thought she'd had a stroke. Took her to the emergency room that night. Well, actually it was evening time, about 5 o'clock, and I was out there about 4:35. And they thought she'd had a stroke too. But after all her blood work and CAT scan and MRI, now this is ready to pressure flake. After all that was done, they found out that it was, never heard of it, but listen, because you might have this problem. Magnesium. She had a magnesium, was real low deficiency, and it mimics and acts like a stroke sometimes. You can't think, you get headaches, stuff like that. And we just found that out when we got the MRI back the other day and got all the test results back. Actually found it out Thursday night. Late Thursday evening they called and told her. And they said it'd take her sometimes up to 6 to 8 days to get over it. And she's already started on magnesium tablets and stuff like that. But she's still running a headache. They said it'll take a little time. So if you're kind of think you might get memory loss, or things just not as fast remembering things and stuff, you might have a magnesium deficiency. I didn't know it would cause that, but we done learned something. Learn something all the time. Learn something about Flintknapping all the time. All right, this one's ready to pressure flake. All these young whippersnappers out there embarrassing us old folks. Getting so good it's not even funny. Learning new methods, techniques. We were like, when we were learning, it was like a, I don't know what to say, like a gang or something. I'd say it probably was 20 in the whole United States napping. And the ones that had already figured it out and were good at it, you could probably count them on one hand. But they got inviting the rest of us and having nap-ins, starting nap-ins and things like that. And they were like a mother hen and we were the little chicken. And if we did something wrong, the hen run up there and cover that chicken up or shove it out of the way or something. Well, they would grab the point literally out of your hand where you were. That's not the way that was done. It's done like this. You're doing it all wrong. That would make me so mad sometimes they do that. Like I was 10 years old. And he's dead now. In fact, all those guys are dead now. I'm gonna be dead now pretty soon. But Charlie Shuey was the worst in the world, man. I mean, he was the worst in the world about doing that. And I was doing a bleak pattern flaking on I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna tell you, I think it was a dolphin. I just don't remember. And he come by and saw that, and he grabbed that point, and he said, man, you doing this all wrong? That's what he's talking about. And whatever type point I was making, he said, he didn't have a pattern on it. He just had random flaking, just straightening the edges up. Percussion flake marks is what it had. And this ain't right. And I looked at him, and like I say, I don't remember who it was. Positive, 90% positive, Charlie, but I looked at him, and I said, you see that man sitting in that chair over there to my right with the hat on? Yeah. I said, he asked me if I'd make this point, the pattern flaking on it for him. I said, I don't give a crap if it's right or not. It's right for him. And that's what he wants, and that's what I'm gonna make. I said, you need to quit coming over here and jerking stuff out of my hand and leave me alone. And after that, I don't think he ever bothered me again. But you know, I can understand I guess they thought they had a corner on the market, and they really did. And I think the Saulberger and D.C. Waldorf, some of the guys from California and Oregon out there were napping good. And anyway, I think of a lot of them back here, and they were good, and they were the only ones doing it out there, I'm telling you. Jim Spear, boy, that guy was good when he was young. I don't know if Jim's still alive or not. Last I heard, he's about to go blind. I don't know if that's true, but I really liked him. We were pretty good friends. He just lived so far away. He lived up north in Missouri, and I only got to see him about once a year to Nashville. But we got where we go rock hunting together. If we was in Texas, we'd take off for days looking for Flint in Texas. Okay, this one is ready. I don't want to push too hard right in here, pressure flaky. It's a little high. So I'm going to take a gambling chance and try to thin it some more out in there. It's pretty risky. I'm going to hit a couple times, so I got to work right into that edge. And there it is. And there's the plate that come off. I got one more right here. There's the plate that come off, and one more up here. There we go. That's that. All right, I got 3 so far. Been successful on 3. All right, let's try this one. It's a piece of that Georgia town. Got Georgia on my mind. Georgia town. But Georgia town is in Texas. I don't think there's much of nothing Texas don't have. They got oil, they got limestone, they got flint. That state's blessed with a little bit of everything, but it's probably bigger than the United States. They got swampland, they got ocean, they got hills, they got desert. When I grew up in Texas, I was born in Florida, but my daddy was from Texas. My mom was from Florida. He met her in the Navy after the war. He was stationed in Florida and met her. But we moved to Texas when I was 6 years old, or 5. I know I went to kindergarten a little bit. I don't know if I started or it's already going on when we moved there. But I have a lot of fond memories of Texas. And most of them is we didn't have no electricity, no running water, and nothing. And we lived in East Texas. We moved right out of Houston when we first moved there, a town called Tomball. Tomball, I guess, Tomball. And dadgum, it's part of downtown Houston now. My daddy used to get mad when he had to drive to Houston. That old 40-something model, I don't know what year it was, 40-something Ford truck, because it's so far to go to Houston. Man, I gotta go to Houston. I've been putting that off. Can't get it here in town. We don't have nothing this little town. And now it's like the center of Houston. Then we moved to a town called Cossie, which is probably northeast of Hearn. You might have heard of Hearn. All right, once again, I'm thinning this base. And I'm gonna do a little more thinning. I'm shortening it, and I'm coming off the base to make it short. And I'm trying to get it real thin like I want, so I don't have to try to put a lot of pressure flaking thin it. It's not too hard pressure flaking the platform. You kind of basically shoving straight down. But boy, look at that. That was a wonderful one. Another good one. Another good one. Okay, I got that base real thin. Now I'm gonna come over here and work on this big old knot I got in the middle. I'm gonna come down here and get this in uniform. And by doing this, I'm building convexity up on the side. I need to. Now that's when I got to put a lot of pressure like that, I start feeling it big time in my shoulder. Enough said. I'm turning this edge up, making me a continuous platform down this thing. That ought to get it right there. There's straight. Alrighty. Look, didn't catch that one. Got one more in the middle now. Okay, this one is running this way. I see some places I want to thin right here. I can lose a lot of length on it. A little lot, about 1/4 of an inch. Still be okay. I got that. Now I'm going to try to straighten it up. That one's ready to pressure plate. We got 4. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna try this piece of Buffalo River here. I love Buffalo River. Buffalo River and Flint out of Flintknapping River, and it wasn't amoeba. We call it tabs or whatever. I worked that more than any other Flint I've ever worked after I got out of the business. The vacuum light, I was coring it and selling it when I got out of the business. I love the vacuum light. It's my favorite Flint of all time. My 2 favorites, put it this way, is that Flintknapping River tablet stuff, and Buffalo River for color and stuff like that, and the vacuum light of tie. The vacuum light don't have a lot of color in it. I know you can get it. I'm talking about loud color. They have clear spots. You can get it in black. You can get it in white. But if you get it in orange or any of those colors, it's real grainy, and it takes a lot of heat treating, and just don't like that to the. But the clear stuff, like we used to call it porcelain, boy, that stuff, woo, that stuff's not good. I had a beginner's kit, and that's what I put in my beginner's kit for people learning, was that milky looking or clear looking translucent vacuum light that was heated perfect. If you don't heat the vacuum light right, it's still good, but nothing like getting the temperature right on it. Boy, we had it down pat. We would heat tons and tons of it every year. We knew exactly what to do to get it right. Alright, I'm thinning this base. I'm going crossways instead of running the fluting plate down it. And this one is ready to go. Got some low places there, but it's real thin, and even it up. It'll be that much less pressure plate than I'll have to do. And I think why percussion don't bother me is it's not affecting my left shoulder. When I pressure plate, it affects my left shoulder. Only thing I'm doing with my left hand is holding the rock still. Alright, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. I love the looks of that one. I think this one's almost finished. I might finish that one when I get through with this one. None of them's finished. I got a pressure plate them. I need to adjust this. I have trouble with this pressure flaker tightening up enough to keep that piece of copper in there. After I use it a while, it just disappear on me. Okay, I see some high spots right here. I'm gonna take this one out. Go straight into it. Not much mass, so I went straight into it. I didn't come down. Kind of drove the plate straight into it. So now I'm gonna look for the. In fact, there's a lot of spots. I'm just trying to get the worst ones out first. I think this is gonna be second on the tip on this side. I'm gonna shorten that tip too. That'll help get this problem out. Okay. Try to go right across there and get them hinges out. Get straight into it. I figured I'd shear it off, hitting straight into it, because it's so narrow, but I didn't. All this looks good. I ain't gonna make it a little narrow. That'd save me a lot of pressure flaking bringing this thing in there. I'm not grinding anything, I'm just hitting straight down, just pulling these edges in. Not trying to move any mass or anything or any flake, just bringing it in. Now let's grind on this one. Got a little hinge I didn't see. What want me to break out all right. There we go. I'm going to come in and shorten it here. I'm going to show you why. This just didn't show up that good, or I was too busy worrying about that point. Might have had tunnel vision focusing on that point. But this base is thick, man. I don't like the thinner base when I got one that's narrow and thin, but it's thick right now, so I'm going to be real careful. Try to drive one all the way down through there hard. Boy, I got that thin real quick. That come right out. All right, that's thick. The ready to pressure flake. This one is not. But in case I break one, pressure flaking it. And you do that, I broke big old thick stuff pressure flaking. You'd be surprised you use the issue stick, how much force you can build up on that rod. Always want my finger in between it, that's for sure. That would be called Flintknapping torture. New method of making you talk. I'm lucky I didn't break that piece, and that's what I did. I probably did break it, but I'm gonna show you what happened. I was supposed to hit right here, and I hit up there, and it wasn't set up to hit there at all. And see there, I told you, that was a bad mistake. My accuracy was off. I guess I'm getting tired. Anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed day.